I think to be elected president these days is you need a lot of money.
Money and publicity. A few $1,000, maybe $10,000.
After giving you money, people want you to do things for them.
45, like 44.
Dollars?
Yeah.
Millions of dollars. It has strings attached.
And now you're gonna have to pay it all off, and yeah, so that's a problem.
Every morning, every United States senator wakes up, and his first thought is, today I have to raise $20,000, or at the end of the next election cycle, I won't have a job.
It costs money to stay in office. Where are you going to get the money?
Some of the stuff that happens down here, if people knew about it, they'd be furious. But no one knows about it.
Who stops the healthcare? Insurance companies. Why? They're making a ton of money. Who stops us from coming off oil to something else? The oil companies. Why? They're getting rich. If money is free speech, that means that you who have $1 million and I who have $100 are equal?
This story is not about the sea, but it began there. We were shooting a documentary about how way too many fish were being caught, despite clear signs that fewer and fewer were left to catch. Until in many places, whole communities felt the pain. Over many seasick days, we began to realize that the disaster could have been avoided. But it was one of those things our government, for some reason, was unable or unwilling to stop. So, we traded in our boat for a car, and on the 4th of July set out to make a new film, this time about our government, and citizens who wanted to do a better job for the country they love.
I think we're kind of losing the for the people, of the people feel to it. I think that government has kind of taken it on their own agenda, and I feel that the common people has kind of been forgotten a little bit.
We've lost that image that people get elected to serve the public.
It would be nice if that could change, but I don't know how you're going to change it.
If they want to be reelected, they have to go to someone who has the money.
Money absolutely drives it.
It's not rocket science, really.
So why is it, in a country we all celebrate as having a government of the people and for the people, that so many Americans seem concerned about the impact of money on our elected leaders? Is it because of some of the policies they're making? Or a lack of oversight that's affecting our everyday lives?
Fresh questions about what this nation's banks have been doing with almost $200 billion in taxpayer bailout money.
America has the greatest health care in the world.
Our financial institutions, our banks and investment banks are very strong. Our markets are resilient.
The cost of this war is at $350 billion and climbing.
It's hard for us here to believe, however, persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Okay, that zombie thing hasn't happened yet. But given the major mishaps our government has let happen, or ignored, or funded with our tax dollars, maybe this is why, every election year, so many of us vote for the candidate who will promise the most change. But can any one office holder, with the way things work or don't work in Washington, D.C., make good on the promise to represent ordinary Americans? And if money really is the change stopper, how exactly does that happen? So we set out on the road to follow the money trail. Not through all our national policies, just two people experience every day. To find out who our government's really working for, and if not we the people, what can be done to take it back? Why would our search for answers begin in a supermarket? Before getting into energy or foreign policy, we thought we'd start simple. The need for healthy food is about as basic as it gets, And we don't usually think of whether it's wholesome or not as being affected by money and politics.
Where does food come from?
Food comes from the sun.